I met a Gypsy.
Kenny, so I guess the big story coming into this, you basically tear up what I'm guessing would be a 7-figure contract with HRC to do these 2 races. Money-wise, that probably didn't make sense. You've spoke about your reasons to do it. You came here, you've now won the World Championship, you have a #1 plate on your bike for next year. I mean, are we looking at like a live golf thing where you go to these guys and you're like, hey boys, I need $1 million. I need $2 million.
$5 million.
And I'm $5 million from the back, Steve Asterford, $5 million. Realistically, I think that's where we're at. Like, we need you. Like, the series needs a guy that is going to say, I'll use the AMA for like 5 rounds next year. And I'll prep, this thing's going to start in July, we're going to go to 10 races, give me my couple $1 million, I'm a happy dude, and I'll carry this thing. And then you start to, you know, I think about sports like UFC, Conor McGregor. He champions for an event in his hometown of Ireland. I mean, do you want to be the guy that takes Supercross back to Germany? Like, do you want to be the guy that kind of like rewrites this new chapter of Supercross? I mean, yeah. I think you asked for the money, and I think you put this thing on your back, and I think you show up with the #1 plate, and we see where this shit goes, you know? You could be that guy.
All of this is possible, of course. I leave negotiations up to my agent. But
you probably should talk.
yeah, come on.
Hey, if he's getting 5, can I get like at least 500? Like,
I'm going down. Settle down. You won 1 race, Joey. Settle down.
It's been a couple of years, I understand.
Yeah, I get it. But.
No, I mean, it all sounds very appealing, you know, and I think what makes this thing a lot more exciting too is once we do go to 8 rounds, 10 rounds, like, you know, then for a rider it makes the most sense, right? Like this year we had 2, it was possible 3 and then 2,
yeah.
But I think next year going to 8 and more, that's when this thing becomes like even bigger and a very real thing. So everything's possible, you know what I mean? I have no commitments as of right now, and nonetheless, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'm very stoked that I made the decision that I made, because just the experience alone that I've gotten by doing this is really hard to beat, and it's been a long time since I've had that feeling, and I feel like that's exactly what I needed to kind of like kickstart the second part of my career, and I'm very excited to see what the future holds for me, to be honest.
And Supercross in Germany 2023, what do you think that would look like for you as a German athlete taking a sport to your home country?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be bonkers, you know. I know that I'm German, but anywhere around Europe, we've talked about it before, it's difficult for people to come to the US, and you know, it's a lot of money to spend, but having it a lot more local will make a lot more sense. I think it'd be a great experience, of course.
Yeah, to continue with Ken, you were part of Yuriv Konski's Honda Genuine Honda Racing team in World Supercross, coming over from obviously Team Honda HRC. So what was that experience like, working with what is, in Australia it's the factory team, but for the most part internationally it's independent. So what was that like? What was the bike like? Was there any, you know, it looked like you adapted really well, as did Joey as well.
Yeah, I mean, I really absolutely loved it. Everybody is young in there. Everybody wants to win, especially Yuriv, Martin. Like, it was just a very, very nice environment that I felt super comfortable in. And when I'm comfortable and I'm having fun, that's when I get the best results and ride the best. So that change was so great for me. And setting up the bike, I really only had a couple of days. I mean, with a bit more time, we can make this bike a lot better. But for what it was, I was stoked to get it done within that short a period of time. And like I said, those guys really want to win, and I'm so pumped to be able to deliver this title for them. Just to see their faces, and I haven't won a title as well in a long time, right? But I think it means more to me what it means to them than what the title almost even means to me, if that makes sense. Like, I just like seeing them happy because I know they want it so bad and they've worked so hard. So it was just a feeling that's really hard to describe, and I was very thankful that I was able to deliver it for them. And like I said, the bike worked really good, and I actually coming here, I struggled a lot more than I thought I was going to adjust. I adjusted quicker to the 2-stroke last weekend than I did coming here, believe it or not. I mean, yesterday in the first practice, I was like, I need to get out of here. Like, this is not good. I felt like a fish out of water, but I was able to adapt more and more throughout, obviously, these last couple of days. But it was such a rad experience.
Kenny, congratulations on your world title, or world championship.
But that second race, getting the flat tire, like you look around and you just go straight into the pit area. Like what's running through your mind at that point? Are you like this thing is right there. All I had to do was get it done, and now I've got to go through this whole process now, and then lining up again and going, all right, I've got to reset and go again.
I think what was the scariest was just that I've had it before where I thought I had a flat and then I didn't have a flat. So I kind of felt it go in my eyes somewhere before the whoops. And I hit the whoops and I'm like, oh God, like in my mind I was ready to crash, but I was ready for it. So I feel like I could have saved it, but I was just waiting for something to happen. I came around and it started feeling weird. It probably wasn't all the way flat yet, right? So I came around across the start straight and it felt weird. I went over the wall and I came around and it started to get more and more, and I looked down, but yet I just kind of kept going and hit the dragon's bag and hit the finish line, and I'm like, yep, I definitely have a flat. So then after that I was just rolling around. I'm like, well, there's that. I didn't get mad or anything because that's something that can happen. It was nobody's fault, and I didn't have a nail or anything in there, so I must have hit a rock somewhere. And I don't know, I just stayed calm. Like I wrote back and I'm like, man, that I kind of saw the title hopes, fizzling away, but I just tried to stay calm. I handed the bike off to my mechanic Jordy and just sat back, tried to take some deep breath, and kind of like waited out. And once Chad came over and told me that we have about 4-point difference, that there was the chance for me to still get it. But I know that Vince is a good starter, so I knew that I had a good start, and I was actually really pumped on all 3 of my starts. They were all really good. So I in the end did what I had to do to get it done.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.